Station Unity droned on, a monumental wheel of commerce and politics spinning in the indifferent dark. For freight pilot Damian Cross, wedged in the nosebleed seats of the Grand Assembly, it was less a marvel of engineering and more a test of spiritual endurance. He sat between a distinctively aromatic Valori delegate and Ambassador Chen, fighting the heavy eyelids of boredom. It is a strange irony of existence that even among the stars, surrounded by species that have navigated light years, the deadliest force isn't radiation or vacuum, it's administrative monotony. Damien was mentally checking out, dreaming of gravity that didn't fluctuate, when the atmosphere in the chamber suddenly compressed. Queen Zura entered. She moved like gravity itself had bowed to let her pass, her violet skin luminous, her presence silencing 1,000 whispers. She wasn't here to discuss trade tariffs or border disputes. She ascended the platform with the terrifying weight of a desperate mother masked by royalty. "My daughter, Princess Vera, requires a consort," she declared, her voice resonating in the chest cavities of everyone present. A hologram materialized, and the air left the room. Vera was stunning, skin of midnight black, eyes burning like dying stars, a beauty so profound it seemed to distort the light around it. But the catch was lethal. She carried the shadow gift, an ancient power threaded through her bloodline that unmade reality itself. The Queen's voice hardened, masking a deep fracture of pain. "Most cannot withstand her presence. Suitors have fled, fractured, or disappeared." The whispers in the gallery turned to horror stories, warriors screaming about the void, scholars stuttering across timelines. "Is there no one brave enough to marry my daughter?" The silence that followed was absolute, a physical weight crashing down. Damien looked at the hologram, seeing not a monster, but a profound, aching loneliness that mirrored his own aimless life as a freight dog. He thought of his debts, his hollow survival, the endless drift. Then he stood up. Ignoring Chen's frantic grab, Damien walked toward the platform, a lone human in a worn flight jacket approaching a goddess. "I'll do it," he told the stunned queen. "I don't frighten easily." The Zetheran medical scanners were less optimistic. The technician noted his high synaptic resilience with concern. "Have you experienced temporal displacement?" she asked. Damien shrugged on the exam table. "I've done a lot of wormhole jumps. I just call it not vomiting." But no amount of jump sickness could prepare him for the cultural orientation. Protocol Officer Torvis listed the casualties like a menu of doom. A Cathrax warrior found trying to climb out an airlock because the vacuum was quieter than her presence. A Vin scholar whose mind now lived 3 days in the future, answering questions before they were asked. "You have no psychic training," Torves despaired. "What makes you think you can survive?" "Stubbornness," Damien replied, "and a habit of not dying when I should." That night, a text pinged on his comms, anonymous, yet intimate. "Thank you for not running." Damien smiled at the void outside his window. "I'm stubborn," he typed back. "You'll figure that out." The shuttle ride to the isolation wing felt like a slow descent into a dream. The doors to Vera's sanctuary ground open, with the sound of stone grinding against the fabric of space. Inside, geometry was a lie. Corridors stretched and looped. Shadows moved against the light, and rooms folded like impossible origami. It was a visual panic attack. Damien found her in the center, a storm of midnight and starlight. "I'm told you're difficult to date," he joked, though his voice sounded wrong in the warped air. Vera circled him, her presence causing reality to ripple like disturbed water. "You're either remarkably brave, or you've sustained head trauma," she observed, her eyes holding cosmic distances. She offered her hand, the ultimate test. Touching me has broken stronger minds. Damien looked at her elegant fingers, constellations wheeling across her skin, and reached out. Contact. The universe didn't just shift, it shattered. He felt himself dissolving, experiencing his birth, his death, and every moment in between simultaneously. It was the ultimate vertigo, 1,000 timelines crashing into his skull. But Damien didn't fight the current. He did what he always did in the chaotic flux of a wormhole. He relaxed into the turbulence. He accepted the madness as just another form of weather. The chaos settled. He was still standing, sweating, hand in hand with the impossible. "That was 5 minutes," Vera whispered, shaken. "Felt like 6 hours," Damien panted. "But I'm still me." They walked through the impossible rooms, discussing not power, but isolation. "Everyone sees the danger," Damien said softly, standing by a viewport. "Nobody sees the person. That kind of loneliness kills you slowly." Vera wept then, tears of liquid starlight that pulsed with the room's heartbeat. He was the first to stay. The betrothal ceremony was a spectacle of light and tension. Queen Zura bound them with a crystalline covenant, a 6-month trial to see if the universe would hold together. As the energy fused their bond, Damien felt Vera's emotions flood him: fear, hope, and relief. Later, in their shared quarters, they looked out at the spinning station. "How do you know this will work?" Vera asked. Damien smiled, the adventurer finally finding his destination. "Because," he said, "we're either going to make it work, or we'll accidentally create a spatial anomaly. Either way, it won't be boring." In a universe indifferent to survival, sometimes the only way to truly live is to hold on tight to the thing that scares you most.